Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And if you're looking at your screen, you're seeing a blog post over at tenkarstavern.com. This is the blog that I have been running for, I don't know, well over a dozen years. And Giantlands. Look at that. Review-ish. Book 1, Part 1. Damn it, Tenkar, where are the rules? Because I've got book 1 right here. Okay, it's the Spirit Guide. Volume 1 of 3 booklets. I don't know if I can get this to show up on the screen properly. Probably not. But it's volume 1 with the number 1 of 3 booklets with 3 spelled out. And you just don't do that. That's just bizarre. But in any case, I've been going through this book because tomorrow night here on this channel, on the Talking Crit Livestream, we will be doing a session 0. We're going to be designing rolling characters, spirits, as they say in here, for the Giantlands game. Go figure that one out, right? So, I did a blog post earlier today, and here's the thing. I say earlier, literally minutes ago, and it wasn't easy. And it's fairly long. So why wasn't it easy? And I never really got to the rules of this because there's a lot of stuff here that's kind of like the pre to the rules. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The books are small, but the paper quality is good. Would I prefer something that was probably stapled to be easier to open up? I feel like I got to crease this, but hey, it's meant to be played, right? Now, remember, this was $140, 142 or so, shipped. It is not cheap. That is what it is. All right. So, what can we say about Giantlands? It's written, the initial parts are written like it's introducing somebody to RPGs. All right, and that's fair enough. It is the science fantasy role playing game playable with pen, paper, dice, and masks. Now, that part, and masks, you look at it and you go, listen, I'm not a cosplayer, never have been. I never sat down and pulled out a mask to play an RPG. Now, I will do funny voices as anybody in my gaming groups. I'll even do it sometimes as a PC. I play with accents. Okay, so maybe that's my mask, right? But I don't put on a mask. I don't put on a costume. And, all right. Maybe masks aren't really part of the game, even though it says it on this very book. Okay. Now you look inside here. I'll try to find a good example. I got some artwork here by, that's not taking it. There we go. Larry Elmore. There's some Jeff D artwork in here. There are some other artists. The art is not bad. I will say, quality art. Nice pen and ink. Art is solid. I will give credit where credit is due. So, art looks pretty damn good. Next part of this book here is the description of the Fifth Age. Now, this is one of the RPGs that the setting, there's a default setting to the game. Like, you're not going to play Giantlands and design your own setting, really, right? But yes, you are. We'll get to that later. All right. Next is the section about the fun of role playing. Now, this section leads me to believe this game is being aimed at people who haven't played RPGs before, right? You have to explain the fun of role playing, and you haven't played RPGs. I think if you're experienced, you know what that is. That's what it's a short section. If you've gamed before, you're gonna look at that and you're gonna go zip right by it. And if you've never gamed before, and as I say in a blog post, I'm gonna say it here. Giantlands should not be your first RPG. And I'll say that about almost every RPG out there. You want something that's simpler. And I guess I would suggest probably a more standard type of setting. Uh, there's a lot of games I would not recommend for your first RPG. Problem with Giantlands too is that any group you're playing with, you're probably all going to be noobs to the game at this point, right? The new game. So I wanted to a new game. I personally think you should have a sample adventure, a couple of pages, right? Something that shows you as a DM what a sample adventure like unless you've actually played a game, right? You don't know what an adventure in that game is supposed to be like. Especially if you've never played an RPG before, again, which is how this initial section is written. All right. They give a definition of terms for RPGs in general, Giantlands in particular. Fine, it's done. And by the way, I have not seen any glaring grammatical mistakes. All right. So Lower Lenassian is not an issue with Giantlands. Apparently, there was somebody who did some true editing. Gotta say that works. Actually, editors were lead editor was Penny Williams. That's a name from back in the day at TSR, the original TSR. So, all right, Penny. So far, my quick perusals haven't found any glaring horrible issues. Okay, we'll move on to that. Core guidelines. This is the next page, and again, feels like it should be included in the fun of role playing section. Core guidelines. It's again more how to role play. And if you're a newbie to RPGs, that's applicable to you. And if you've played RPGs before, you don't give a flying shabak, right? It's a waste. It's a waste of pages. All right. This is the what. Next comes the what do you need section. Now, what do you want? What could you use? This is what do you need. The following is a list of what is needed for a game of Giantlands. This is where some of it was like, okay, yeah. And then I hit the proverbial gamer wall. And when I hit that wall, I hit it hard. But you need players, spirits. You need a GM, spirit keeper. You need dice. You need sigil coins. And sigil coins are something that's, I guess, pretty unique to Giantlands. These are wooden nickels, wooden coins. They've got sigils on it. You get 4 of these in your box. If you don't have sigil coins, you can substitute coins. Easy enough. You can. There are no extras for sale yet on the WFD, the Wonderfield website. Maybe they will at some other point, but there's nothing there at the moment. Okay. Pencil. You need a pencil to play. Now the cover says playable with pen, paper, dice, and mass, but pencils, nitpicking, right? Paper, fine. Imagination, Lusory, Lusory, attitude. I had to read the description on this one, but basically it comes down to the ability to immerse yourself in the game. It's kind of like when I have to watch a movie or a TV show where it involves law enforcement, maybe specifically the NYPD, and I have to suspend my disbelief in order to enjoy what I'm watching. Kind of like here, you have to have the ability to buy into the fiction, buy into the setting. That's fine, just a weird word to use. And last but not least, masks and costumes. This is under need, not want or could. This is what you need to play. All right. So we have the following. Masks are a way to help us stay safe while stepping even more out of our everyday selves and into other roles. Decorate your mask with sigils, human or animal features, or anything else that makes you feel more like your character. Costumes of any kind also help us and others to imagine more deeply and suspend disbelief in the fantasy. I've never had an issue as a role player from enjoying the game sessions I've been in. It's a game, right? I don't have to buy into it that deeply that I need to wear a costume or a mask. Maybe it'd be beneficial to some. I don't know. I'm an adult. All right. Let me just say that I'm an adult. I don't play dress up. Okay. Little kids do. That's fine. But then they outgrow it. And I don't. I do. I in my 40 years of gaming, do I know some adults who might really dig something like this? Certainly, but that won't be most of the OSR. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so um, now there's another section, not too far after this, where it says costumes and masks. But why this wasn't included together, I don't know. There's a lot of sections like that where you kind of scratch your head and like the order is not intuitive. It reminds me a bit of the Dungeon Master's Guide from the 1E era, but hey. Costume and mask creation is an important part of playing Giantlands. We strongly and sincerely suggest you craft your own. Now, that's a hell of a lot of responsibility to put on player, GM, right? You're going to play Giantlands, create your own mask. We didn't include one with it. We don't even give you like samples of what to look for, even on a website, right? You think that actually, you know what? That's a good thing. They could market masks on the website. Get like masks from like I don't know, Halloween masks from Dollar Tree, sell them for a markup like TSR did with the Dollar Tree dice. Could sell if this game becomes popular. If it becomes popular, it could sell. Playing dress up is great fun, but it comes with game benefits too. Playing dress up is not great fun. Okay, it is not to me. Now, maybe to you, and maybe this game was written with you in mind. But if that's the case, you're probably not like the majority of the viewers of this channel. So we'll go back to that. The costume rules state that if you wear a mask, and I guess these are the costume rules right here, you may add +5 to each of your ability scores. If you wear a full body costume, you can add +10 to each ability score. So to encourage you to wear a mask, or even worse, a costume, we are going to bribe you with these ability score bonuses, which it's an out of game action. It's like kind of saying like, hey, if you bring blue dice to my game table, I will give you +2 to all your D20 rolls for the rest of the session because I like blue dice. I don't know. But it does show you that in one part it is what you need, it's a requirement, and then later on it's like, well, it's optional, but we're going to really give you some huge benefits for it. So then you get to the play of the game, and the play of the game part, I could not, and I should say I would not type out the play of the game stuff. Step 1, learn the game guidelines. All right, that's common sense. Step 2, who will you become if you're going to be a PC, right? A spirit. You got to design your character or choose one of the 3 pre-gens. Okay. Step 3, if you are the spirit keeper, game master, plot out an adventure and then plan a play session. There's no sample of an adventure in these books. There's no sample. And actually, although there is a map of the world included here, there's no setting detail. That's all on you. So that's a lot of work to put on a new spirit keeper, a new game master, especially if you're assuming they're new to gaming. And if they are not new to gaming, it's still a lot to ask somebody. You don't have a sample of what kind of an adventure to run, right? Like a Gamma World adventure is not going to be like an adventure in D&D, right? It doesn't run out the same way. So I there's a drop ball. Now they could fix that very easily by having a free adventure available on their website, but they don't seem to do PDFs. Although there is a character sheet, blank character sheet on the website for $2. I know everybody else gives those for free. It's $2. Um, Now I didn't get to this on the blog part, but character creation really, you think of you think about it. It's 10 steps, and it's basically a page and a third. Shouldn't be hard, right? You figure tomorrow we're going to have an easy peasy day doing the character generation. Read over the rules and take out a blank character sheet. And I'm not paying $2 for these guys to get one up. I think I'll scan up what's here and send it over for review purposes. Complete the character sheet is step 2. Now, you complete the character sheet before rolling your characteristics, which to me means that your sheet's not complete, but okay. Name, species, sigil, and chieftain. Fair enough. Step 3, roll the 6 ability scores using a D100 for each ability. You got a great variation in how those scores can be. However, you get to add 1d10 additional ability points as desired amongst all those. So you're going to have to, there's a chart that tells you what your bonuses are. And honestly, what you're going to have to do, likely, is min-max. Like, oh, well, 6 points will get me exactly to this bonus. And you go from there. And this plays it all the time, right? That's a feature to some. Okay, there's a mulligan rule. So if you roll really low, like, all right, I rolled 20. That's my lowest score. All right, we have a mulligan roll. You can re-roll that until you beat your roll score. And you know how many times you can re-roll? 20. Assuming that all those rolls are under your original score. The 20th roll, however, must be kept. If you can't beat your lowest score in 20 rolls, that's beyond mulligan. Then you have to roll we have to determine your emotions, and that's another random D10. Weapons and armor, it's random. Calculate life force, choose a profession for your spirit. Think of a simple but compelling sentence or two to describe your character. Characters why, where, and how. Okay. Step 9 is congratulations. And step 10 is you're ready to use your new character. So really it's 8 steps. So if you go deeper into the book, which I will do tomorrow, you're going to see that they have charts. And the spirit chart is from page 31. I'll put up, when I do the next part of this review, this page will definitely be included. Because what I don't understand is, all right, you get 2 bonuses from having a higher spirit. One is life force, and the other is a bonus to lay saving throw value. On the same chart, these are both appearing, the different bonuses. Now, life force bonuses are cumulative. So, say, all right, I've got a 92 life force. That gives me plus 5 life force at 6 to 15, and another plus 10 at 14 to 54 for 15. Okay. Could have just made that last one 15. Like, why is it cumulative? But lay saving throw values are not cumulative. So, and from 25 to 37, you get a plus 10 bonus. And from 72 to 91, you get a plus 20 bonus. So it's not plus 30, it's plus 20. It's the same chart, right? Why are we doing the math differently on why is one cumulative and the other not? That is not bad game design, it's sloppy game design. That should have been fixed in editing at the very least. So tomorrow, that's as far as I'm getting today. Tomorrow we will be doing session 0 of Giantlands using this wonderful book. Maybe a mock combat. I don't expect it. Seriously. I don't think we'll know the game anywhere near enough. But definitely see how rolling a character is. Hopefully, special guest Skeeter Green will be joining us. We'll talk about Skeeter's upcoming Kickstarter project, in addition to having Skeeter roll a character. But other than that, folks, listen, we are still in the midst of the world of the pandemic. What do I ask? I ask you one simple thing. If you are not vaccinated, I happen to be vaccinated. I happen to be boosted. I still got COVID. But if you are not vaccinated, I suggest strongly that you talk to a medical professional that knows your medical history and seek advice. Everybody's situation is different. None of us. You can't. It's not like buying a shirt off the rack, and even that you probably can't do, right? I don't wear the same size shirt as Bad Mike. Joe the lawyer is like 6'4", 6'5". So what fits him is not going to fit me, and my shirt won't fit him. Everybody's different. That's why you seek professional advice. Listen, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. Tomorrow, 8 p.m., live stream, this very channel. And if you would like, tenkarstavern.com. We'll be doing reviews this year. We daily, if there's a big sale going on, I'll link it. If there's a deal of the day that's applicable to the OSR, I try to get it up. Is it perfect? No, I'm not perfect. I understand that. But we do try. All right, folks. On that note, I am out of here. I will see you all tomorrow. Laters.